Hello boaters, I'm Brian from Canvas Factory. This is a really nice boat. It's a 35 Insetta. I've never covered a 35 Insetta or even been on one, and it was an actual pleasure working on this boat. It's got such a nice feel to it when you're walking around on the inside, and I really liked it. And I like boats because I'm a canvas guy. I like boats that will take a good canvas design. Some take them better than others, like our 2850 Blue Water, perfect for a canvas cover. This 35 Insetta, perfect for a canvas cover. It has enough cap rail to put my snaps in. The hard top was laid out great so we could put the tracks all the way around on the outside. Even the front, we thought it was going to be a pain fitting those notches in the front, but actually they worked out fine. So my son's going to take this cover off for you in a timed manner, and then he's going to put it on for you, and we're going to time that as well. And he'll point out some of the finer things about this cover. This is my son Fisher. He's going to show you how this cover goes on and off this 35-foot Insetta.
All right, let's see how fast a well-made cover comes off. Brooke, start the timer.
Start.
All right, there's one of 4 pieces. All right, 2 of 4. Three of 4. Fastest one yet?
1 minute and 20 seconds.
All right, so I know most boaters are used to covers where you don't even want to use them because you're gonna break a sweat and you're gonna be struggling with the whole thing. That was fast. I know I'm used to this, but if it's your own boat, you'll get used to the cover the way I have. I've only put this cover on a few times since it was done, and under 2 minutes. No issue coming off. Now we're gonna go in the other direction. It's gonna take a little bit longer to put on, but just imagine how much a cover like that will save this boat and how little time it's gonna take to do. So we're gonna get ready and start the timer in reverse. I'm gonna put the cover back on, and I'm not gonna explain too much while I'm doing it, but there's things on our covers, like these tabs, which will help you identify what side the panels go to, things just to make it a little bit quicker. And one thing I like to do is to get all of my tracks up and start all my zippers just an inch or two, so when I start snapping, things aren't sliding this way. I'm not going to have to go back up to the hard top and pull them back. That's just a tip for when you get one of our covers, you don't struggle putting it on. So they're fairly simple. Tracks go up, start the zippers, work your snaps, pull your zippers down after you pass them. All right, let's see how quick I can put this cover on.
Resetting from our minute 20 seconds. Okay, you ready? And start.
All right, let's go. There are tracks you may have seen in the video. Those were a cover that this customer had made before he decided to go with ours. He wasn't happy with that one. So if you wonder why there's 2 sets of tracks that appear in any of the scenes, that's why.
This customer called me. He's from Naples, which is over a 3-hour tow to get his boat here. And when I gave him the price, he was like, oh, okay. But then he found somebody closer and he thought, I don't want to tow it all the way over there. So he had somebody make the cover. It turned out really bad, and he couldn't use it. They reworked it. It didn't get any better. So he called me up and said, what can you do? And I said, bring it over. We'll make a beautiful cover for you. It already had tracks in the hardtop, but they weren't the tracks that we use.
All right, all of our zippers are started. I'm gonna start with a snap.
We're at 1:30.
So I said, look, I could build a cover to these tracks. They didn't put them where I would put them, and they didn't use the kind of tracks that I would use. So he's like, put your tracks where you want them. I'll take those tracks out, fill the holes, and paint the boat. So don't get yourself into that situation. You know, just because somebody, else offers you a cover, and quite possibly for less money, doesn't mean you'll be happy at the end. So Fisher will point out where those other tracks are, because they're still in the boat. But I was glad the owner let us put our own tracks in. That's the reason the cover turned out so nice.
How fast was that?
4 minutes and 10 seconds.
4 minutes and 10 seconds. So I was going pretty fast, but for me, 4 minutes and 10 seconds, that's literally no time for the benefit of how much your boat, I mean, take a look at it. There's nothing inside your boat exposed to the elements right now for under 5 minutes worth of work. So it seems like a no-brainer to me. Okay, and like I was talking about with the tracks that were already on the boat when we started to install, this is one of them, and we gave the customer the option of stopping here. In the video, you see I don't kneel a ton, but on a catamaran boat, this is an option that you might find easier. If you don't have good knees and you don't want to get up here, you could always stop your cover short. However, this customer said, I'd rather cover as much fiberglass as possible. The little bit of kneeling is no big deal. And seeing how it turned out good, I agree with him. Covering more of the boat, as long as you don't mind getting up here, is fine. But that is always an option if you have a catamaran. And we have a video on YouTube. It's a 35-foot Invincible, and we actually do just that. Even though the cover is light and easy to use, that's because it's 4 pieces. But there is a lot of canvas, so we give you a custom bag to be able to store your canvas, so when you're on the boat, it's just not flying around. You can store it in this bag, put in your dock box, whatever you need, until you get home, wash your boat, and put it back on. All right, I just wanted to point this one thing out. A lot of times you'll look at your boat and go, oh, did I turn the battery off? Or, oh, did I leave this in the boat? With this style of cover, with the slide tracks on the outside and the snaps here, you can actually go in your boat and do quite a bit. Some people talk about camping in their boat, but I've never done it personally. But you can access a lot inside your boat, leaving your cover on, which just makes it a lot easier to be able to go on and off your boat. A lot of times you might look at a hard to use cover and be like, I'll worry about that next time on my boat. It makes you less likely to go check up on things. It's just one of the little perks of having the accessibility that one of these covers provides. This decking has become extremely popular in the last couple years, and I know they claim it lasts a long time, but the sun weathers everything. So this entire boat is covered with it. You can imagine how much longer this decking will last now with this full boat cover. It's not just your upholstery, it's not just your fiberglass and your gel coat. You also have to worry about things like your screws and your decking that could get impacted by the elements. And the owner of the boat did contact the manufacturer, and they said dark colors like this don't produce enough heat to mess with your adhesive. So if that was a concern, it was a concern for me. The manufacturer says the heat of the covers is not an issue. So just something else to keep in mind when you're wondering if you should just do an individual cover or a full boat cover. There's a lot of things that individual covers don't cover. I know a lot of you viewers have beautiful boats just like this one, and I know how boaters love their boats. How could you just let something like this just eat in the sun, the rain, the elements? Why don't you do something to protect it and leave it the way it was when you first got it? And no matter what kind of work you do in to the boat, if you're detailing it, if you're getting new upholstery, all of that will last much, much longer. When you go to resell your boat, you'll get a lot of that money back. Sometimes the cost of our cover is just lost in what you get back when you sell your boat. And even if you're not worried about selling your boat anytime soon or ever, why don't you try to keep your boat as nice as it is now for as long as you own it? Thank you guys for watching. If you have a center console that you want to protect, give us a call. We can make a snap-on full boat cover on any center console, dual console, the list goes on, but your boat has to be local, or like this customer, at least close enough to bring the boat to us. If your boat isn't local, we can still create a sunshade for you and give you a nice seating area up here or in the back of your boat. That, through a few phone calls between the two of us, we'll be able to build you a custom sunshade no matter where you are. So if you think we can help you fill any of your canvas needs, don't be scared to call. We'll have all of our information linked down in the description.